Hi BookTube. So I was having one of those do I, don't I moments earlier today. Do I or don't I film this Friday Reads? As you can see, I decided that yes, I do film this Friday Reads, even though I've run into a rare issue for me, the fact that I don't have any books that I've read to share with you. This was a rare week for me, and I actually didn't read much at all, and I didn't even finish a book, and I didn't even realize that I'd read so little until I sat down this morning to consider exactly what I would be talking about as I film tonight. It's kind of funny because all week I meant to actually begin to read In Search of Lost Time Volume 2 within a Budding Grove that I have been wanting to read for over a year since I first read Volume 1, and for 2 or 3 months I had a library copy of this, and then of course I had to return that because it came due and I couldn't renew it anymore. And so I set it aside and said to myself, within a Budding Grove, we'll have to wait. And then last weekend, I got the urge, and so I went bookstore hopping, so to speak, looking for these modern library classics editions with the intention of picking up the whole set. And I did find this at the second chapters I visited. I got the third volume as well last Saturday. And then I caved and I went on Amazon and I picked up 2 subsequent volumes. Is subsequent even the right word? I picked up 2 of the other volumes in this set, and I've got 2 more on the way, and then I will indeed have the complete set of this edition of In Search of Lost Time. But despite all my intentions to begin reading this, and my excitement as well, and carrying this volume with me to work in my bag several days, I never did actually crack open the cover beyond the introduction. But I do plan to crack open that cover tomorrow and spend most of my time that I do spend reading on the weekend digging into that. And this is the kind of book where when I return to you next Friday, this will quite likely be the only thing that I've read. If you don't know anything about In Search of Lost Time, it is the multi-volume life's work by Marcel Proust, a French author, and my editions are translated by C.K. Scott Moncrief and Terence Kilmartin. There are other editions by other translators available, but this happens to be the translation that I stumbled upon, and I do trust the translations of the Modern Library, and so I am kind of adhering to this translation throughout my reading journey. If you've read this, and if you've actually tackled more than one translation, let me know which one you think is best. If you've read any of these volumes, let me know in the comments whether you enjoy this work or not, and what you think of it. I've had a couple of francophones say to me that his writing is very, very special. It's different. It makes you feel and see, just because he writes in such deep description in a way that evokes the senses. And I definitely felt that way when I read the first volume a year ago, over a year ago now. I think it was January of 2018 when I dug into that first volume. And I'm actually considering doing a series of videos on this book as I read. I've done this in the past when I reread Betty Friedan's The Feminine Mystique a number of years back, and that was pretty well received. If you'd be interested in watching me talk about my impressions as I read, kind of day by day, that sort of thing, or, well, I probably wouldn't film a video every day, but every couple of days as I'm reading, let me know and I will do that, because I would enjoy filming that, but I'm not going to film that to just post it and have nobody care to watch. That's not why I'm doing this. I do booktube for me, of course, but I also do booktube for you. So I'm intending to read that. I was reading a little bit earlier today of Dubliners by James Joyce. There have been a couple of booktubers posting videos this month so far on the short stories in this collection, and this is a collection that I did read in its entirety a number of years back, but I've kind of yet to revisit them in recent memory. And so I was sitting on the bus today and reading Grace, which is one of my favorites from this collection. So that is my meager reading at the moment. Let me know in the comments below what you're reading this weekend, and I hope you all have a lovely Friday and a lovely weekend.